So some public family feuds are making the headlines. The one I'm referring to involves Kanye West and his take on Kim and where she's sending their kids to school. So Kanye posted and then deleted many text messages saying that Kim shouldn't have the only say on what school the kids should go to. Kanye wants the kids to go to his newly established Donda Academy, but they apparently attend a private school near their home in Calabasas. He also accused Kim of feeling entitled to decide about their kids' education because she's, quote, half white. Kanye also took on Kris Jenner, who allegedly said she wants Kanye to stop mentioning her name because at 67, it stresses her out. Kanye then responded by saying he won't allow his children to do Playboy or sex tapes. So anybody see this in real time like I did coincidentally yesterday?
No.
Oh
How'd you see this?
Gosh, I don't know, but I fell down that rabbit hole.
What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were anger because Kanye could totally have a point. But to do this so publicly, to me, felt like a manipulation control, and it felt very toxic. And it's almost like when you're in a fight with someone and their last straw is to do something like to announce it to the room, just to like humiliate you. Mm-hmm. It's like
hence the Playboy tapes.
Exactly. Yeah. Like handle it privately, please. You may have a point. You may have a say where, of course, where your children go to school. You may be in the right. I don't know. But to involve the public like that is absolutely atrocious and abusive. That is abuse. That's abuse. I just want to end it right there.
I'm with you on that, and I usually take Kanye's side, right? I'm a Kanye fan. I believe he's genius, and that, you know, that line is blurred there. And now I kind of want to get your take on it because we usually have the same opinion. But in this case, right, I question his Donda Academy. Number one, I think he's genius, but I don't know if the curriculum fits what America is teaching.
It's
right. I think it might be amazing, right, because of his ideology. But I do question some of that. Calling out his ex-wife, who he has kids with, you're biased because of your education, because you're white. That's not necessary, right? And then when he's saying at the end, well, I don't want my kids to be a stripper or sex tapes. You had kids with this woman. Yeah, you loved her at one point in your life. So now you're holding all these things that you loved at one point against her and for ransom. And really, who are we talking about here? The children. So right. I don't like this, Al.
All I ever hear is you guys talking about your children. Sam was talking about how your kids were up like roosters this morning.
Gosh.
And you know,
so tired.
And we do it, and we don't ask for accolades because we love it, and we love them so much that nothing within our power is going to hurt them. And so to see this back and forth, you know, Kanye is, I think this is going to be a pattern of behavior, as it has been for some years. But I hope somebody looking steps away from the Kardashians because their life is not anybody's lives. But what will apply to most people's lives is if they do have a split, there's going to be a lot of bad blood. And what you need to do with that is not text things about sex tapes or you're overweight or you're half white, whatever you want to, and go get a judgment.
Yeah.
That's why people pay for lawyers. If there's an issue with schools, there should be printed paper on legal heading that says, here's where they go to school. Here's the weekends you get, Jeff. Here's the holidays you get, Tori. And anything else is just dust in the wind, because if you're going back and forth, you're giving that person the illusion that they can change something. And unless they go down to that courthouse, they cannot.
Yeah, and very quickly,
final thought.
All of this is discovery for Kim. In the court case, they can bring all of this up and say, look how absolutely erratic he is, look how racially charged he is. She could get custody because of the temper tantrum he's having on the internet.
In front of the whole world.
In front of the whole world.
Yep. Another family feud that is really ticking me off. Britney Spears is once again calling her kids out online. It's over an interview her 15-year-old son Jayden gave to a British TV network. Jayden revealed he hasn't seen his mom in months and that their relationship is strained. Watch.
I 100% think it can be fixed, of course, but I think it's just going to take a lot of time and effort. I really want to see her again.
Jayden also said he wants Britney to get better mentally. Britney responded on Instagram and lashed out at Kevin Federline for allowing their son to speak to the media about personal matters. To Jayden, she added, quote, on the issue of my mental health, my dear child, understand you must learn to pick up a book and read one before you resort to even thinking about my intellect. Sorry, Britney Spears, I've defended you until this very moment. How dare you talk about your son to the entire world, who's 15 years old, who is not an adult like you are, and demean him in front of the entire world. He is an innocent child. And you have brought the entire situation onto your Instagram before Jayden ever did. Kevin Federline, I can treat separately. Maybe he's just as guilty. But in this moment, I don't care what Jayden says. That is your child, and you just publicly humiliated him. Not okay with it.
I have a somewhat unpopular opinion.
I think you speak for a lot of people.
And I also understand that all three of you are parents. So please know I am very aware of that. So there's a difference
You're a dog
there.
mom.
I'm a dog mom. That's different than children. I understand that. So, But I will say this. Legally, Britney Spears is more than just a mom. She is a public figure with a whole brand and an entire mogul of things happening. And forever, she's had an entire team against her, work against her, right? With lawyers, with Jamie, with Kevin. Someone set up this 15-year-old to get an interview with the British. He didn't just choose to do it. Someone on their side set that up. That's also disgusting, in my opinion. If she doesn't speak back, she's back in the conservatorship. She has no voice. She has no way of saying anything. The only way Britney can say anything is to publicly say it, because it's the only people that support her are the public. Now, do I think they're both in the wrong? Absolutely.
Who, both?
Wait, you think he's in the wrong?
A 15-year-old's in the wrong?
I think the team, Jamie, Kevin, someone set that 15-year-old up to have a discussion about his mother's mental capacity. He doesn't know. He didn't set that interview up.
I don't feel comfortable calling him somewhat guilty. I cannot.
I'm not saying the 15, I'm saying the team behind him. I don't think he did anything. I think he was set up to be on this thing, to be a pawn in what has become this terrible chess game.
Maybe that's what Britney should have said. Maybe that's what Britney should have said instead of demeaning her son and telling him to pick up a book.
I hear that.
I can't imagine. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Sam on this one. Like, Britney's talking about not putting her life in the media, and then she attacks her son in the media. My dear child, pick up a book. I would never say that about my child, ever. No matter what we are going through, I wouldn't put my kid through that. Is there a chance, we talked about blind loyalty in the beginning of the show, is there a chance Britney Spears is unwell and that what is being said about her perhaps might be true? We have this blind loyalty towards Britney Spears, and everything against her, it was everyone else's fault but hers. Is she maybe at fault?
It's not blind if a judge declared she wasn't an abusive
A judge also declared some really wacky things that I've never heard of. Getting an IUD put in because of your mental state. A lot of other things that I've never even heard of. And I know some people who know some people that are mentally
if you're
unwell.
Really mentally not well, you shouldn't be able to go.
But I'm saying I haven't heard of a couple of these things had we not talked about Britney Spears. Obviously, something has to be wrong with her, is the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not trying to demean her. And something has to be wrong, but we just blindly go in and be like, hey, everyone treated Britney Spears, and it's her dad and her sister and her brother and Kevin Federline and her kids. It's like, maybe it's her.
Or they could both, I agree, it could both be true. I just think that she's never had the microphone, ever.
You're right.
And now
You're right.
she
Yeah,
does.
And I'm glad she does. I just want her to leave her children out.
I agree with that. I agree.
Oh, Sam hates you.
I know.